Hi everyone, you're all welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining us today. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this stylish dress with a symmetric neckline and a Princess Dart Bustier. I've gone ahead to place my pattern paper on my lining and my fabric, and I cut out for both the front and the back piece. These are the side pieces for the back, alright, and this is the center piece for the back, the lining, and this is also the center piece for the back, the fabric. Then next I have the front pieces. This is my center front piece and my side front piece as well. I also have the lining for it. I went ahead to add interfacing. You can see I added interfacing to all my fabric. Then next I'll go ahead to sew it at the side, just the way I'm showing you right now. I'll sew from the down part to the top, and whatever excess I have left, I'll trim it out. Also, I'll be doing same thing with my back pieces. I'll go on to attach the sides and I'm going to sew it at that point using 1/2 inch. I'll do same thing with the lining piece for the back as well as that of the front. I'm done sewing the back piece and this is what I have. You can see how smooth it's laying. It's laying so flat, and that's because of the way I cut it, the way I drafted it. So it's not giving me any bumpy effect. It's just after ironing, it's just laying so flat and so smooth. I'll go ahead to sew the neckline and the zipper area and then the side. You can see it's wrong face facing each other. This is the front piece. I've gone ahead to attach my wording. I came down 1 inch at the neckline and also at the other slanted cut. I came down 1 inch as well. And also at my armhole for the sides, I came down 1 inch before attaching my wording. This is to enable me sew it around that part when adding my sleeve smoothly and when turning the neckline smoothly. So I'll go on and place the sides on the center front and sew. I'm done sewing using 1/2 inch, and this is what our bustier, Princess Dart Bustier, is looking like. You can see how beautiful it's looking. So I'll go ahead and notch at this point, the under bust point and the bust point. This will help that part of the bustier to relax. Next, I'm going to iron it using my tailor's ham. I'll place my tailor's ham under and give it a good press. Then I'm going to be placing the front part of my Princess Dart Bustier at the back, so I can cut out that slanted curve there as well. I used my pin to hold the front and the back together, and I'll go on and cut it out. I placed it wrong face facing each other at this point. So after I'm done, I'll remove my pins, and you can see it's wrong face to wrong face. So you need to do this so you don't make a mistake when cutting yours. I'll go on and place my lace on the front part of my bustier. I have my lace here. Before that, I'm going to be rolling a slanted line on the bustier, just like this. From that line, I came out by 1.5 inches, and from there I rolled a line connecting upward. I placed my tailor's ham under to give me stability on the bustier. I've gone ahead to also fold the edge of my lace, and I'm going to be placing it like this on that slanted line that I rolled on the bustier. I'll use my pins to hold it down. After which, I'll go ahead to arrange the lace on the Princess Dart Bustier on the front pattern. I'll use my hemming gum. I'll place it all around the side where I'll be attaching the lace. So I'm going to place it this way, and I'll go on to make sure I place it properly before ironing it to my fabric. Alright, so I'll go on and I'm going to iron it down while arranging it to make sure it's well aligned. Okay, so I'm going to do this while I'm stretching the lace. I'm arranging the lace on it. Okay, there will be excess. As you can see, I'm done arranging this part. I have my excess here. I'll show you what I'll be doing with the excess. I'll go on and cut through the excess fabric, excess lace that I have there. And I'll go ahead and arrange it in such a way that it's not going to be visible. So I'll cut one part of it. Alright, I'll cut the down part, and I'm going to be laying the top part on it. Alright, so watch carefully how I'm going about this process. I'm going to be laying it on it like this, and I'll fold it at that side. At the end, it's going to be looking like a bust dart at that part. Not really visible, but it's going to look like a bust dart. I'll go on and sew it down on my sewing machine. After sewing it, this is what I have. You can see how it's looking, right? You can see what we got. So go on and if you're not using a stretchy lace, you can work on yours this way as well. I'll go on and place my lining on my main fabric, right face to right face, and I'll go on to sew it at the neckline, and also at the asymmetric cuts that we have around that side there, around the shoulder. I will also sew it in. After this, I'll go on and sew the back as well, where we cut out. I'm going to turn it this way, and then I'll sew it all round like this, down into the armhole. We are done with that. Now I'm going to be sewing the front and the back shoulder together. So this is how I'll be fixing it in. Watch carefully how I'm going about this. Okay, so I'm going to be inserting it in the front part of my bustier, Princess Dart Bustier. I turned it into the wrong face, and I inserted the back part into it with the right face. Okay, so inside is right face facing each other, and I went ahead to use my pin to hold it down, and I went over to my sewing machine to sew it at that point. Then I'll turn it back to the right face, and you can see how it's looking. This is what we have at the end of the day. Okay, so that's how the shoulder part is looking. And when you turn it to the wrong face, you can see the neat finishing at that point. I'll go ahead and attach the other shoulder. I'm going to place my fabric right face to right face facing each other like this. And I'll go on and pick the lining, alright, at the shoulder, just like I'm going about it. And I'm going to wrap it to the front part. I'm picking the lining from the back, and I'll bring it all the way to the front. I'll use my pins to hold it down, and I'll go over to my sewing machine. Using 1/2 inch, I'm going to stitch it at that point. After stitching it, this is what I have. You can see how neat the inner part is also looking. I'll go on and attach the down part of the dress to the upper part. Starting from the back part of it, I'm going to be placing it right face facing each other like this, and I'll use 1/2 inch to sew it at the waist point. Alright, I'll do same thing with the back part. If you don't know, it's just a simple straight skirt. I'll be placing a video link up and also in the description box for those who don't know how to cut a straight skirt. Alright, and so this is the front part. I've gone ahead to place my lace. It's just a normal placing of the lace. At that point, I came inward by 1.5 inches, just like I did for the top part, the blouse part. And then I went ahead to attach buttons. These are silver kind of buttons, and also I placed fringe at the edge there too. So I'll go on and place it right face facing each other, and I'm going to use 1/2 inch to sew it at the waist part. Now I'm done, and the next thing is to sew the sides of my gown. So I'll go on using the body measurements of my client. I'll go on and sew it at the sides. I'm done sewing it at the sides, and this is what we have. This is how our gown is looking. Princess Dart Bustier. Now next thing is to place my sleeve. I have a video on the channel explaining how to cut a sleeve, a basic sleeve. And also for the off shoulder, what I did was to use the basic sleeve, and I came down by like 4 inches from the top, from the cap part, and I cut it off, and then I placed my blouse on the sleeve to get the armhole depth. So that was just what I did. Just go on and measure your armhole depth and place it at the side of your sleeve. So I'll go on and place it this way. You can see how it's aligning very well. I placed a link up on this video that will take you to the drafting tutorial of the basic sleeve. I'll also be placing it in the description box. I went ahead to fold the top part of my off shoulder, and also I'll be removing 7 inch from this other sleeve and attaching a flay. Now to cut out the flay, I went ahead to fold my fabric into 4. Now just get your fabric. Let me show you how I folded it. First fold your fabric into 2 and then into 2 again this way. Alright, I went ahead and took the round sleeve measurement of where I want to place the tape. I divided it by 4 and I had 2.5. So from that edge at the folded point, I'm going to be marking 2.5 all round. Okay, and then you can see that we have this side on fold, we have this side on fold, and we have these other edges that are opened. So we are cutting out a 360-degree flare. This is how to fold for your 360-degree flare. I'll go on and place my tape at the sleeve circumference and take the length of my flare. Alright, I'll be moving the tape this way, placing it and marking the length as I go along. For this flare, I used 9 inches for the length. So I'll go on and connect the dots, and also don't forget to add your sewing allowance to the top part, sewing allowance of 1/2 inch. If you don't do this, your round flare at the top, the circumference will become too wide to fit into the sleeve. I'll go on and cut it out. So this is what we have after cutting out is a 360-degree flare. This is how it's looking. Subscribe to my channel if you have not. Like, turn on your post notification bell so you're updated, you're notified whenever I post a new video. Now to create the scallop effect on the sleeve, at the midpoint I went up by 3 inches and I'm going to bring it down. You know, just go on, watch how I'm going about this. You can do a V, you can do a U, depend on what you want. Okay, just create what you want on your flare, and then I'll go on and also cut out another flare to use as lining. You can use a lining fabric, you can use the main fabric. Okay, so I'll go on and place it inside the first flare this way, right face facing each other, right face to right face inside, and I will sew it all round. Okay, after sewing it round, this is what we have. I'll go on and place it. I'll also sewn my sleeve at the side. So I'll just go on and insert it into the flare, right face facing each other, and I'll sew it all round, just like this. Take it to your sewing machine and I'll sew it all round. This is what we have. This is our flare, right? So now I'll go on and attach the sleeves to my dress. I'll attach the off-shoulder sleeve, and I'll also attach the other sleeve to the dress, to our Princess Dart Bustier dress with the asymmetric look. I'll also attach the other sleeve. And I'm going to sew it all around. This is the final look of our asymmetric dress with the Princess Dart Bustier. Subscribe to my channel, like, and turn on your post notification bell. Thank you guys for staying tuned to this point. See you in my next video. Bye.